Welcome to my TLC Lastest Update channel.
Kody Brown's story isn't just a reality show. It's about chasing dreams, dealing with fame, finding affection, and the toll it takes to live in the spotlight. When Sister Wives first aired, people were really curious. A guy with multiple wives, a family all living together? It was wild, like nothing most people had seen before. Super weird, but also intriguing. Kody Brown was the main guy in a plural marriage. His lifestyle wasn't just a personal choice. It became his brand and a source of global controversy. Millions watched their lives, their arguments, their affection, and their problems. The show made them famous overnight. But off camera, not everything was great. The Brown family had 4 wives: Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robin. They were all different, with their own stuff going on. But they all loved Kody and thought their family setup was okay. They traveled, celebrated holidays, and supported each other in public. Fans thought it was real affection and unity. But pretty soon, things started to crack. Not big TV fights, but little emotional things that grew into bigger issues. The important thing isn't just that Kody had 4 wives, but how their relationships changed. At first, they were all together, like one big happy group. But living with multiple wives means dealing with constant stuff: jealousy, competition, and feeling worn out. All families have problems, but a plural family has even more. If one wife gets attention, the others feel ignored. If one wife gets help, the others feel left out. Then they start to doubt themselves. And if the husband messes up, he can lose everyone's trust real fast. The show showed all these problems, but the audience didn't see the deep hurt happening behind the scenes. They didn't see the private talks, the tears, or when one wife felt totally alone. Kody Brown had a lot on his shoulders. He was a husband, dad, and the head of a complicated family. Some people thought he was keeping it all together, but it turned out he was also breaking them apart. In public, Kody seemed chill. He talked a lot about family, faith, and being united. He said it was all about affection, respect, and being fair. But behind closed doors, it just wasn't that way. The real deal was that Kody started caring more about the show, their image, and what people thought. He worried more about how things looked on TV than how they felt inside. That's when the family really started to fall apart. When the show got popular, things got intense. Viewers wanted drama and excitement. Producers wanted crazy episodes with fights and shocking stuff. Kody and his wives were now living a life where their private problems were entertainment for the world. The Brown family got famous, but it wasn't the best thing. Their life wasn't private anymore. Every fight was out there, every argument was trending, and everyone had an opinion. They had to deal with constant judgment. In the middle of all this chaos, Christine Brown became a key person. She always seemed strong and loyal. She tried to keep the peace, fix problems, and support Kody. But she also had a lot of feelings and doubts. As time went on, Christine felt the strain of being in a plural family. She started feeling replaced. She felt like her thoughts didn't count. She started to feel like she wasn't equal anymore. Christine gave everything to the family, but she started wondering if she was getting the same affection back. She started wondering if her marriage was real or just for the show. The Brown family looked good on the outside, but Christine was falling apart inside. She felt invisible and trapped. She felt like she had lost herself, and she didn't know what to do. That's when the story gets real. It shows that even famous families have hidden pain. It shows that even strong women can feel down. And it shows that affection isn't enough if you don't have respect and fairness. Here's the truth about the Brown family. They weren't just a plural family. They were a family under pressure all the time. They were trying to make it work in a world that didn't get them. Kody Brown's story is more than just about having multiple wives. It's about a guy who wanted everyone to love him, but he ended up losing the one wife who was always there for him. The Brown family's life became a public thing, but underneath it all was emotional pain, loneliness, and broken bonds. And that's where this part of the story ends. It's not about a breakup. It's about how things started to go wrong, leading to something that shocked everyone later on. The Browns were a family everyone knew, because millions tuned in to watch their lives. Every little thing they did was filmed, put together, and shown all over. People didn't just watch, they judged and admired them too. But honestly, the worst thing about being famous isn't just having eyes on you. It's the stress. The Browns had this stress piled on them for years. Cameras all the time, what people thought, and so much drama. And Kody Brown? She felt it the most. At first, Kody and Kody seemed perfect together. Happy, loving, all that. Kody was chill and always wanted everyone to get along. She was the kind of wife who'd do anything to keep her marriage going. She really loved Kody. But love isn't always enough to save a marriage. You also need to feel respected, supported, and close to each other. The thing is, Kody was losing that closeness with Kody, little by little. First, it was small stuff that you might not even notice. But if you actually look, you see it's the start of something bigger. In the beginning, Kody would talk to Kody, asking how she was, what she thought, all that. He'd show he cared. But as time went on, Kody started acting like he was more into bossing the family around than actually loving them. On TV, Kody looked like the head of the family. But behind scenes, Kody felt pushed to the side. Kody started making choices that seemed to favor his other wives over her. That was the first sign things were going bad. Kody saw it, felt it, but didn't want to believe it. She told herself it was just a phase, and that Kody would go back to being the guy she loved. But he didn't. Instead, Kody got more distant. He stopped listening to her, caring about her feelings, or making time for her. Kody started feeling like she wasn't really part of the family anymore. Just another wife. A title. That's all. What was worse, Kody didn't even try to hide it. Viewers could see on the show how Kody ignored Kody's feelings. He acted like he didn't care, and would side with the other wives during arguments, leaving Kody out. That's when the trouble really started. When a woman feels like her husband is ignoring her, it hurts. It makes her feel like she isn't worth anything. Kody started wondering if she was good enough, if she deserved love, or if she even mattered anymore. These thoughts messed with her head and her confidence. People think marriages end because of big fights or scandals. But really, they end because of quiet pain. That kind of pain is worse than fighting, because it slowly eats you up inside. And that's what Kody was dealing with. She didn't want to show it, didn't want to be the sad wife on TV. She wanted to be strong and handle everything. But inside, she was falling apart. She tried talking to Kody, explaining how she felt, reminding him they were a team and that she needed him to be there for her. But Kody didn't listen. Instead, he got defensive, saying things like, "You don't get how hard this is," or "You're not seeing the big picture," or "I'm doing this for the family." But Kody was doing something for the family too, trying to save it. The messed up part is that no one seemed to care about what she was doing. Kody felt like Kody cared more about how he looked than how she felt. He wanted to be seen as a strong leader, a perfect husband, you know? But he forgot one important thing. Being a strong leader isn't about controlling people. It's about taking care of them. Kody realized Kody didn't love her the same way. It was like he was just going through the motions, with no real feeling. Their relationship turned into a routine where Kody gave, and Kody just took. The more she gave, the emptier she felt. And the more he took, the more distant he became. The show started to show this. Fans noticed Kody looked sad. They saw it in her eyes and heard it in her silence. People online would say things like, "Kody is so strong. She deserves way better. Kody isn't treating her right." But no one could do anything, because they were just watching. Because the problem wasn't just between Kody and Kody. It was about Kody and the whole family setup. Being in a plural family is hard. You need to be fair and give every wife emotional support. But Kody didn't do that. As time went on, Kody felt more and more left out, like she wasn't respected and was being pushed out of the family. And when you feel like that, you start to pull away. Kody stopped going to family stuff, making important decisions, sharing her thoughts and feelings. Not because she didn't care, but because she was tired. Tired of trying, of being ignored, of feeling invisible. That's when things really started to fall apart. The love was still there, but the closeness was gone. The emotional connection was broken, and once that's gone, a relationship can't last. That's how this part of the story ends. Not with a big fight, but with Christine quietly falling apart. Her relationship with Kody slowly broke down, and the whole world was watching. But the real question is, Kody Brown's story isn't just about plural marriage or a TV show. It's about a woman who loved hard, but felt like her feelings didn't matter. It's about the kind of quiet hurt that can eat you up inside. At first, Christine was the chill, loving wife. She always tried to keep the peace and supported Kody, even when things got tough. She tried to see the good in everything. But as time went on, Christine started feeling something you just can't ignore. Loneliness. And not just lonely in a house, but lonely in her marriage. Usually when you feel alone, your partner is there for you. But for Christine, the person who should have been her rock was the one causing her pain. Kody wasn't there for her emotionally anymore. He was distant and cold. He acted like he was doing everything for the family, but he forgot that marriage goes both ways. Christine tried to talk to him and show him how she felt, but he'd just shut down or make excuses. That's when the hurt really started. When someone brushes off your feelings, you start to doubt yourself. You feel like what you feel doesn't matter, like you don't matter. Christine felt like no one was listening to her or respecting her feelings. And that lack of respect, it's one of the worst things in a relationship. Respect is the base of love. Without it, love means nothing, and you start to feel empty. Christine was giving love, but she wasn't getting respect back. Every day she'd hope Kody would change, that he'd listen and understand her pain, that he'd show her she mattered. But that hope was fading. She was doing her best to keep the marriage going. She wanted to be a good wife, someone who could handle anything, someone strong for her family. But being strong doesn't mean ignoring your pain. It means facing it and keeping going. Christine realized she wasn't just unhappy, she was emotionally broken. When you're emotionally broken, you start losing yourself. You lose your confidence, your sense of worth, and your belief that you deserve to be happy. Christine felt like she was living a life someone else chose for her. A life decided by a man who didn't care about her feelings anymore. A life where her feelings didn't count. That's when she started questioning everything. Is this love? Is this marriage? Is this life worth it? Those were tough questions and they hurt. And the hardest part was hiding it all. She didn't want people to see her hurting or think she was weak. She didn't want to be the sad wife on TV. So she kept smiling, acting normal, and supporting the family while inside, she was falling apart. What's really sad is that Christine wasn't just hurting emotionally, she was exhausted. Emotional pain affects your body too. People don't get that it can make you tired and weak, like you have no energy left. Christine felt like she had nothing left to give. She was tired of begging for love and attention, of trying to prove herself. She was tired of being ignored. It got worse when she realized Kody was focused on everything else. The family, the show, his image, but not on her. That's where the emotional pain became too much. She wasn't just dealing with her own pain, but watching her family fall apart. She saw how it affected the other wives and the kids, how the whole family was losing its closeness. She felt like she needed to save the family, but she couldn't fix something that was already broken. That's when Christine's emotional pain turned into something more. Despair. Despair isn't just sadness. It's feeling like there's no way out, like nothing will ever get better. Christine started to feel like there was no hope, and that's when things got real. Because in real life, when you feel that way, you either break down or you fight back. Christine chose to fight. She fought for her marriage, her dignity, her self-respect, and her peace of mind. But she realized she couldn't do it alone. Kody wasn't fighting with her, he wasn't listening or changing. And when your partner stops caring, it's a lonely fight. That's the painful truth about Christine's situation. She was fighting a battle she couldn't win by herself. And the world was watching her struggle. Fans saw her sadness and pain, and they supported her. But no one could save her but herself. That's why her story is so strong and emotional. It shows that no matter how famous you are, emotional pain is real. And no matter how strong you are, you need love and respect. Kody Brown's emotional pain isn't just part of a TV show. It's part of real life. It's a woman's fight to be seen, heard, and respected. And that's the end of this part, where the emotional pain gets to be too much, and a big change is coming. Next, you'll see the shocking decision Kody makes, and how the family reacts. Okay, here's a more natural take on that text. The Brown family always had drama, but nobody saw this coming. It was the moment, the one that floored viewers, and made everyone rethink what they thought they knew about the Browns. Kody leaving Kody? It wasn't just a breakup. It was huge for sister wives. It showed what was really going on behind the scenes, and proved that even tight families can fall apart. To get why it was so shocking, remember when Kody really believed in her marriage? She had hope that love would fix things. But over time, that hope faded. She saw the marriage wasn't about love anymore. It was about control, rules, and being scared of the family falling apart. Kody tried to fix things. She talked to Kody, fought for the marriage, and tried to get him to see she needed love and respect. He didn't change, and he wouldn't listen. The big issue was Kody treated the relationship like a chore, like he was doing her a favor by being married to her. He acted like he was the only one who mattered. Kody just couldn't live like that anymore. The pain was too much, the loneliness too deep, and the disrespect was unbearable. She felt like she was dying inside. That's when she made the decision. She left. Leaving any marriage is hard, especially a family and a life you've built for years. But Kody decided her peace and self-respect were worth more than staying in a relationship that was killing her. When Kody announced it, everyone freaked out. Fans were blown away. They couldn't believe the usually calm, strong Kody would do this. They wondered, how could she leave? Why did she leave? What happened to their love? But really, she didn't leave because she stopped loving Kody. She left because she loved herself. She learned that love isn't enough when there's no respect. It wasn't a sudden decision. It was years of pain, being ignored, and feeling invisible. When she left, she didn't just leave Kody. She left a toxic life, a family that had become a battleground, and a show that was turning her pain into entertainment. It took guts. Leaving meant losing everything. The life she built, support from some family, the stability she had for years, facing the world alone. But Kody was ready. She was done pretending. Her leaving showed the real Brown family. People realized the show wasn't just fun to watch. It showed actual problems. Kody's exit exposed the truth. Kody wasn't perfect. The family wasn't as close as they seemed. Plural marriage isn't easy. And Kody had lost the woman who always had his back. The whole family felt it. The other wives, the kids, everyone was shaken. The family lost more than just a wife. They lost a part of who they were. Kody wasn't just a wife. She was calming, peaceful, and tried to keep everyone together. Without her, the family was out of balance. And here's where it gets even bigger. They didn't just lose Kody. They lost the viewers' trust. Fans started questioning the show, the family, the lifestyle. The show had become a brand, and the brand was now breaking. Kody's leaving was the biggest thing to happen to sister wives. People saw this family wasn't just a show. It was fragile. It was a real family with real issues. The big lesson? You can't live without respect, no matter how famous you are. Kody left because she wouldn't live a life where her feelings didn't matter. She refused to be treated like she was nothing, and wouldn't be part of a family where she felt invisible. Kody's decision was inspiring, and showed a woman could choose herself over a painful life. When Kody left, everything changed. The show, the family, and Kody. Because when you lose someone who truly loved you, you realize love and respect are the most important things. Kody Brown's shocking decision is one of the most famous moments in reality TV. And that's the end. A shocking decision that changed everything. When Kody Brown split from Kody Brown, everyone was shocked, but what happened after was even bigger. When Kody left, everything changed. The reality show that people watched became a real drama. The truth about the show started to come out, not just as rumors, but as a sad reality that people had to face. First, people saw that being famous doesn't fix your problems. It doesn't heal a broken heart. It doesn't give you respect. The Brown family got famous, but they also got stuck in their fame. They had to live with everyone watching them. Every choice was filmed. Every fight was recorded. Every sad moment was shared with the world. This made them seem happier than they were. The family looked strong on TV, but they were struggling. When Christine left, people saw the truth. The family wasn't just a show. They were dealing with real pain. Fans started to feel sorry for Christine. They got what she was going through. They thanked her for being brave. People said things like, "She's strong. She put herself first. She didn't stay for the attention. She didn't stay for the show." That was the key thing. Christine's choice proved she was living for herself, not for the show. The Brown family used to be a symbol of a different kind of life. People saw them as an example of plural marriage. They seemed like people who had chosen a different path. But Christine leaving showed that this life wasn't so easy. Being in a plural marriage means always trying to keep things balanced. It means treating everyone equally. It means being fair and respectful. But Kody didn't do that for Christine. When she left, it was clear that Kody had messed up. He didn't care about her feelings. He didn't listen to what she needed. He took her for granted. If you take someone for granted, you'll lose them. The truth about the show wasn't just about Kody and Christine. It was about the whole family. Being in a plural marriage wasn't just a lifestyle. It was a big responsibility. It was a relationship that needed people to be aware of everyone's feelings, be fair, and talk to each other. But the Brown family couldn't keep things balanced. When things are out of balance, everything falls apart. The show also made a big issue for the family. It turned their private life into a public show. When your life is a show, you start putting on an act instead of living. You start faking it instead of feeling. People weren't watching the Brown family as real people. They were watching them for fun. They were watching them as characters. They were watching them for the drama. That's the scariest thing about reality TV. It makes real problems seem like drama. It makes sadness seem like fun. The Brown family was stuck in that trap. Christine leaving showed that the family wasn't just acting. They were going through real pain. They were dealing with real issues, and they were hurting in silence. When Christine left, it also hurt the kids. The kids were growing up with their family always in the spotlight. They were used to seeing their parents fighting. They were used to seeing drama. They were used to seeing their mom sad. When Christine left, the kids' world changed. They had to accept that their family wasn't the same. A lot of people don't think about that part. When a family breaks up, the kids usually hurt the most. Christine leaving wasn't just about her. It was also about her kids. She wanted to give them a better life. She wanted them to live in peace and feel loved. The truth about the show also showed something else. How important it is to respect yourself. Christine's choice showed that self-respect is more important than being famous. It showed that being true to yourself is better than a certain lifestyle. It showed that love without respect doesn't mean anything. Christine chose to be at peace. She chose to be happy. She chose to have respect for herself. That's the biggest lesson of the story. The Brown family had created a brand. They had created a show. They had created a life that millions of people watched. But they learned something important. You can't build a family on a lie. You can't build a relationship on a fake image. You can't build a marriage on control and disrespect. You can't build a life on a show. When Christine left, the Brown family lost more than just a wife. They lost their perfect image. They lost the trust of many fans. They lost what kept them together. The show went on, but the family was never the same. The truth about the show finally came out, and it hurt. It wasn't just a story about a divorce. It was about surviving emotionally. It was about a woman who chose herself over a painful life. That's why this story became so famous in reality TV history. When Christine left Kody Brown, it will always be remembered as the turning point of Sister Wives. It's when things got real, and it's when a woman chose to be at peace.